Hello, welcome. I'm Christopher. I'm with CK Customs PA. I am also an admin on the Facebook group, Cricket Help Desk. I'm normally on the other side of the camera. Karen is usually the one up here doing our classes and everything else. I'm trying to step in front of the camera. So I thought it'd be nice to go through, do a video on some weeding tips and tricks for a lot of the newer Cricut users. It'll be coming out after the Black Friday holiday. Well, I should say Thanksgiving holiday and Black Friday sale season. A lot of questions do pop up when we get new people out of how do I weed the vinyl? What are the best tips and tricks? How, what is vinyl? Just things that pop up around it. We've already pre-cut our vinyl. I have some adhesive vinyl there today, and I have some HTV glitter. And they're all pre-cut, so we're going to go through the weeding process on them and what's needed for the weeding process. So one of the things I do like to use for my weeding for scraps, this was a disinfectants wiped can. Once it was empty, we just peeled the outside off, put some vinyl on it ourselves, and then use it to put our scraps in. The hole's perfect for getting the vinyl off your hook, as you can see inside there. So I also have multitude of tools here. Cricut branded weeding pick, dental pick, pair of tweezers, an X-Acto knife. This is just a stabbing weeding stick, essentially. I got this from Heat Transfer Warehouse. And then this came in the mail today. This is a pen weeding tool. I'm going to try this out. I haven't used it yet, so I'm going to give it a go today. See how it compares against my favorite. Also have our squeegee for applying our carrier sheet. So we'll get down to it. So we will start off with a holographic adhesive vinyl. Actually, I'm going to set up one thing that I didn't get set up before we got the class going. I'm going to set up my light. So it's always nice to have a light when you're weeding. It can be an overhead or weeding lamp underneath. Just depends upon how you like to see it. I do like the overhead lights. Allows me to see the weeding lines a little bit. I can adjust it so that I can use the shadows to get to it. So you can see that's actually picking up a lot of the spectrum off of that holographic. That's better. All right. This guy. All right. So, normally with weeding, you just want to start with, especially adhesive, get your inside areas done real quick. And for what we're doing today, I have a cheat sheet printed out, so I'll normally look and see what I'm doing on my vinyl versus design space, but with our crafts, I printed them out, or actually Karen printed them out. She cut these for me yesterday. Let me give that pin a try. So normally go in, slight angle, I have a scooping method. You just want to stab that top layer of your vinyl, get it off, and then get it out. Go with the whole thing. Get that up a little bit. Got one up here. So how's everybody doing this evening? Getting ready for Thanksgiving? Anybody cooking? All right. So sometimes your vinyl may not want to release from itself. You just go carefully when you're pulling it up. Sort of like the dental pick, so I can use it to guide along the cut if needed. Hold down any areas that may not want to come up or come loose.
So Angelica has a question.
Yeah.
Unrelated to weeding, but wonders if we know anything about if the power button on the Cricut Air Explorer has ever turned red, and if that's happened, what do you do?
So I have seen articles on that and actually helped research it for other users. Usually when it does turn red, it can be a couple of things. Typically it's related to power. They say to unplug it from the wall and try a different outlet with it. It could either be not getting enough power, or the Cricut may, or the Air 2 may have had a, it may have crashed essentially. So with electronics, sometimes it just needs to be hard reset. So powering it off. But yeah, it's usually a lot of times it's a sign of end of life on them, per a lot of the articles I was reading. But it's a unplug it and plug it back into a different outlet. So when you are doing your weeding of your vinyl, small sections, go slow, because you don't want your adhesive vinyl to fall back down on top of what's supposed to stay, because it could remove something that's supposed to stay and be stuck to it, and you're recutting your project because of that. just like the areas here that tried to sneak up with it.
You want to talk about why you're dragging it away instead of just lifting it up?
Yeah, so I'm rolling the vinyl away in this fashion so that it actually is pulling just the cut vinyl versus lifting the entire thing. If you pull straight up, it'll actually lift everything, including what you cut. Even though it is cut, it would still stick and actually remove your words and your design along with it. And if you see how that's sticking together there in the middle, and this is all scrap anyway that I just peeled off, but that's why you want to be careful when you're pulling it up, because if you accidentally pulled something you weren't supposed to, it would just stick like that, and then it just becomes a glob. And then you're never getting a piece back once it's stuck together, because it sticks very nicely. But there's that one. So, the first one was adhesive. Now this one, it's glitter HTV. So this one's a little bit different.
Want to try the pen again, just out of curiosity?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the pen again. So I did like the pen with the holographic. I do need to use the pen more to get used to it. It did work nicely. Which design did you cut in this one?
That's your Santa one.
Okay. All right. So with HTV, depending upon your design, there's two ways you can do it. And it's personal preference. You can weed the centers and then peel the outer, or you can peel the outer and then weed your centers. With this one, just because even with the shadows, it's a little bit harder to see the backing, or the cut lines in the backing on this one, I'm going to go ahead and work the outer off, because the sticky part is the carrier for this particular HTV. Most heat transfer vinyls will have a sticky carrier, or most have the sticky carrier. Some have a static carrier where it's just stuck on there by static cling essentially. But the ones with the sticky carrier, you can always take it, and if you did peel it up put it right back down. So it's one of those ones you can just go at it a little bit. Again, I'm looking to make sure that I don't pull up any letters. Some of the letters where they start curling inside, just push down a little bit around it to help it pull up. With HTV, if you do have your heat press warmed up, you can actually heat up your lower platen on your heat press, and then once the lower platen is warmed up, you can actually lay the HTV on that lower platen and then weed directly on that, and that will allow it to weed a little bit easier because it will activate the adhesive that's on the carrier sheet and allow it to release a little bit easier in the weeding process. One of the fun things with HTV, once you pull off the outer, you have basically a reverse of your what you want to put on your garment. So now we just have to hit our centers. There you go. That guy. And then this one.
So you'll notice he did it with the first two centers. Is you can grab multiple pieces with your weeding tools, and sometimes it's easier to do that than emptying it every time. I know if I'm struggling to pick them up, sometimes if there's one already on, it actually goes better. So you don't always have to empty your weeding tool every time you pick something up. So he's got 3 on there right now. I think Santa's glasses come out.
Yep. And there's one little one for the mouth. Okay. So that where you guys can see it. And then for us, when we're not going to press it on a garment right away, we'll just take plain parchment paper. We'll stick our HTV right onto the parchment paper. And that also allows us to read what's on it. But that allows us to store it so that it won't stick to anything else, but it protects the transfer and the carrier sheet from picking up any dirt, dust, or hair. So we're back into an adhesive vinyl here. So the trick with that stuck to me. Always fun when it sticks to you. If you're reading a lot, you may find scraps stuck to you at a later date. So with when you are weeding adhesive vinyl as well as HTV, you don't want to stab straight down in. You want to go in at an angle, kind of roll away, because you're just trying to get that very top layer of vinyl. You don't want to be digging into the paper or the carrier sheet, depending upon what you are weeding. Because that'll give you trouble later when you are transferring your design.
I'll be honest, I always find it easier to weed HTV than adhesive vinyls, just because the adhesive vinyls are always trying to stick to themselves.
Yeah, I was actually watching a live broadcast by Caesar, and they actually recommended that for somebody who had mentioned that they had never done HTV vinyl before, because it intimidated them, and they said that they actually recommended it as an easier one to start with, because it's easier to weed. But for me, I enjoy the HTV side of things because I've made so many different things with we don't do the tumblers, we don't do a whole lot of the additional permanent vinyl things, because it's, some of that stuff requires additional equipment, and just an area where we weren't looking to get into. But we still have fun with the adhesive vinyls, making decals, signage, different stuff like that. Done some Christmas ornaments, memorials. But a lot of the more popular stuff with adhesive vinyl lately has been the cups, and that requires more equipment. This one's weeding pretty nice. This is a new glitter vinyl to us, but it's not a heavy glitter.
Yeah, I don't even think the glitter is really doing itself justice on camera.
I don't think so. It's pretty.
Sometimes I'll stick a piece of tape on the back of my hand and put my weeding scraps on that.
I was half tempted to pull a piece of our old TTD and just use that. So I've seen that trick done. So does anybody do anything for prepping for Thanksgiving? Find any good sales out there?
I was thinking, who has a turkey thawed? I'm ready for some turkey.
That too. I didn't even pull any out this year. I didn't even think about it. We could have done one in the deep fryer. Give it to Kyle. Just have him come over and pick it up off the porch.
Anybody somewhere cold getting snow for Thanksgiving? It's been wet all week here. Not snow. Dana's working on prepping her carrots. I love those carrots. One of our admins is on, so you can see comments there. Rosalinda would like to know what tool you're using.
So this is a dental pick. We got these off of Amazon, wasn't it?
Most likely.
Most likely. It was a multi-pack. But yeah, same thing the dentist uses to clean your teeth.
Yeah, I think we just got a little force set. They have different angles to each one. Each one itself is also two-sided, so you really have 8 different options with that small set. And then they come in larger sets as well.
I've always just through all the different careers I've had and different stuff I've worked on and all that, I've had a way of adapting tools and other things to suit the need for or suit a purpose other than their original design. I think I got them all.
This is where that HTV is much more forgiving than these adhesive parts.
Yep. So that's where you gotta be careful and just watch it and go slow.
Welcome to everybody that has just jumped on and is watching us. We're just doing some different weeding. We've done some HTV, did some holographic adhesive vinyl. This one's a fine glitter vinyl. But let us know if you have any questions as we go. We're just using some of the different weeding tools that we have here. And then we do a piece of transfer tape. So we will put one of the adhesives on the transfer tape to show you how that's done as well. So Rosalinda, yeah, that tool is Christopher's tool of choice. I actually do use the Cricut one as my tool of choice, so 100% personal preference for whatever helps you get the job done. But he lives by that one for the most part.
Yeah, occasionally the back end of it, that one stabs me every once in a while. But you kind of get used to it.
And then as far as the lamp, Rosalinda, that's again another Amazon find. I got that lamp for myself a few years ago to do my nails, actually. And then when we just started crafting, it just came in very handy. We've tried the light, I forget what they're called, but when you put your vinyl on top of the light source, and that just didn't work for us. I just felt that it was just too bright in my eyes, so I prefer the light coming from above, like this lamp. It's an LED lamp. It has different brightnesses, and also can go to the warm settings as well. So tap it 3 times or 3 different brightnesses. If you hold it in, it'll go to the warm. But it's an LED lamp, again, from Amazon. Just plugged into USB for power. So that one is done.
Yep, so that one is done. If you want to grab a blank out of the bottom drawer over there, we could put that on a piece of wood.
Well, we were doing that one for the transfer paper.
Yeah, I can put that on the transfer paper, but...
That we need a different piece of transfer paper. I don't have prepped. So it's okay.
Gotcha.
I did cut that one for a wood sign that I'll apply later.
Okay. We can post a picture of that in our group later.
I don't know if you guys can see the... it's a very fine glitter. I don't know if
Near half on the camera, half off.
I don't know if that's going to show it all for you guys. It is a super fine glitter.
So, let me...
It's like bronze dark glitter.
Let's see if you can get that up there. Hopefully you can see the glitter on that.
Too bright on that one.
Oh yeah, this one is. I really like this. This is a new vinyl to us as well, the diamond plate. But that light was reflecting a little hard off that one. So for this one, I'll go ahead and switch to a different tool. So I'll go ahead and use the Cricut weeding tool. Not necessarily my favorite.
My favorite.
It's Karen's favorite.
Works for me.
Works good for her.
That's what I like to say. You do you, huh?
Yep. But I just want to go through, show what.
Thank you, Rosalinda. I was a fan of that design as well.
Okay, that was easy.
Yeah, there's not much to read on that one.
No, this one was an easy one.
It should pull very nicely. You know what? After you, maybe I could use this transfer tape twice.
That's what I was thinking. You just use it once, stick it on the board, because you'd still be on camera here.
You do you.
Alright.
And then how it is. Okay.
Over there. So this one will be a little more fun just to take apart. Or to finish this part of the weeding, I should say. Did a decent job cutting it, but I could have used a slight bit more pressure in a couple of areas, which does happen occasionally, because this is a metallic type of adhesive, so it is sticking a little bit, so I have to be careful.
Alright guys, take a vote here. Should we put it on the dark walnut or on the natural stain? You tell me. Actually, there's a third option. What's this called? Fruit something.
Fruitwood.
Fruitwood. So, dark walnut, natural, fruitwood. You guys pick where I'm putting that. I guess you can't see the parts. Anybody want to let me know which one I should use?
Any votes for putting that design on one of those sign planks?
Got the dark walnut, natural, fruitwood. Melissa says dark walnut, which is very odd. It didn't show up in the thread, but I do see a vote for dark walnut. Thanks, Melissa. Dark walnut. And Tiffany says dark walnut too, so that's 2 for dark walnut.
I see it there now.
Yeah, no, Melissa, you're commenting outside of the video on one of the actual posts. Click on the video to expand it, and then your comments will be in the actual thread of the video. So there's that Craft Life with the, what we call that, diamond plating?
Yeah, so that's a diamond plate metallic adhesive vinyl.
Alright, so we're going to go with the dark walnut. 2 for 2 on dark walnut. I'll work on that.
I think that's going to look really good.
Just do your squeegee though.
Yep. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
That one's this way, isn't it? Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's vertical.
Alright.
Oh, Dana says fruitwood.
Well, Dana got outvoted so
Melissa,
far.
you got in. Good job.
Excellent. I see you there, Melissa. Hi.
Perfect. Dana, you got outvoted.
Alright. My light's coming back on for this one. And then I like that because I can have the light here, but I can use the shadows at different stages to see where I need to be.
I hope everybody, when you guys do this, uses a squeegee, not a scraper.
Yeah,
Much
so
more flexible. Doesn't gouge your design.
so yeah, the difference on that. So squeegee and a scraper, they'll both have rounded edges just so they don't dig in. But the scraper, this front edge is rigid and actually sharp. Whereas on a squeegee, this is pliable and you can actually bend it a little bit to get it to go to your shape. and it'll go on there a lot better and actually bend and take the pressure, where this will actually dig in and gouge and can scrape your vinyl almost off or move it when you're trying to apply it.
And always push your air out from the center outward, both directions. And then if you're going to go the other way, again, you're hitting it in the center, going up and down. That way you're not actually digging under your design.
Alright, I'm going back to my fan favorite.
You can't handle that crooked one. I don't know, I like it.
It just fits my hand better.
You do you.
Honestly, that's just a little too just wide. I have big hands though, so it's.
Try to put this transfer paper back on the backing.
Or, yeah.
Temporarily.
Because you can save your transfer paper and use it for multiple projects.
Boom. It's like it's never used. Main frame.
Yeah. Nice. Nice view off that. That turned out
Dana,
really
what are you
nice.
offering? Thanks, Melissa.
Oh boy, Dana's trying to give something away.
Yeah, so what are we offering? I don't even know. Oh, she's gonna pick a winner at random. It's a surprise.
Oh boy.
I guess the more you comment, the more chances you get, huh?
Yeah. This is gonna look nice. I'll have to make a bigger sign blank for this one. So those sign blanks we actually made. We had another video of that on our YouTube channel, because everything that we do live we put up on our YouTube channel as well. Some things that we don't do live we actually put up on our YouTube channel, and then we'll post them to our Facebook groups. That way we share with our community everything that we're working on and we got going. So while I'm working on weeding this, why don't you show them what we got today in the mail?
I have no idea what we got in the mail.
It's behind you.
I mean, I got some aprons that I have to put vinyl on. Some kid-size aprons. I got... I think these are tea towels. I think that's one tea towel. I think that's another tea towel. Is this the stack I'm supposed to be going through?
Yep.
Okay. Very good. Looks like we got some stockings. Again, HTV ready stockings. And a huge bag with vinyl on that too.
So this is where that X-Acto knife comes in handy.
Is he making noise over here?
So if you want to get into your project or your vinyl a little bit, you can take your X-Acto knife and just cut a little section.
These tea towels are bigger than I thought they would be. I mean, these are folded in
They're handful
quarters or so. I mean, they're pretty big.
Yeah.
These are kid-size aprons I'm going to be putting a design on. They're already spoken for. Those are blanks from 143vinyl.com.
Yep. So they're doing some Black Friday sales today, actually.
Yeah, I think you already placed an order.
Yeah, I may have.
One I know about. That doesn't mean that's all.
Well, I placed one so far. I'm always price checking against our other suppliers, so.
So the other thing you can do while you're weeding, if you're having trouble with it sticking to itself as you're going, as you get pieces up, you can just take a pair of scissors and cut off what is in your way and no longer needed. So you just have less to deal with at that point. Some of it rip, or you can just have a pair of scissors handy. Or a knife in Christopher's case. Do not cut towards yourself, people. Do as I say, not as Christopher does. I know I am personally very prone to cutting myself. I've done it many times and gotten many stitches. So, it's not enjoyable. And also another word of advice, don't put a knife down without putting your cap back on. But, again, do as I say, not as Christopher does. I know if it was me, I'd reach for that knife, not paying attention, and probably grab the blade. That's got a turkey leg. Unless I got lost in the conversation. I don't know which part you were going to ask about, but I'm glad we answered it. I got lost. I'm sorry. I don't know if any of you guys are cat people, but if you could see outside the frame of these cameras, you'd be seeing some cute cats walk around, wanting attention. Cutting off the vinyl. Yeah. I mean, at a certain point, it's just easier to get rid of the waste and move forward.
Yeah, just because of the length of this and everything that's going on in order, if I was trying to drag everything across and weed it like you saw me do with some of the other ones, it wants to stick. It would just become a mess with this one. It's easier just to cut them off in smaller pieces. And that also helps you not miss any pieces that should have stayed down when you're pulling it up as well. So Dana, how are those carrots coming along? Congratulations on getting your Air 2 recently.
Did you post your video, Christopher, about kind of some starting supplies?
Yeah, that actually went up. I think I posted it last weekend.
So, yeah, Melissa. I don't know. Melissa, are you in our Cricut Help Desk unofficial Facebook group? If you're not, make sure to join that. It's where we're live out of, and then, cause I think it's public right now, so you could be watching but not actually be in the group. So make sure you join the group. Yep. We do lots of tips and tricks and videos, and we try to go live at least once a week. And then we also have a YouTube channel. So most of what we do ends up recorded and on YouTube, which is CK space custom space PA, like you see in the bottom corner. You just added it. Well, welcome. We're happy to have you. This cat demanding attention is also, I think, shaking your camera. She hit the leg.
Oh, it happens. It happens.
She's extra demanding attention.
Yeah.
Everybody else is sleeping. Just this one.
That's usually what she does. She waits till the other ones are sleeping. Okay.
So I'm maybe close to him. A little more on the rooster there, or the chicken there.
Yeah, a little more on
the bird.
Bird.
The bird is the word.
Just the fine details on the inside.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch on the tail. I can see the picture on the other side.
Yeah. That's where having it up on Design Space when you're weeding or having a printout of it comes in really handy. Because then you can see what you're supposed to be weeding, what you're looking at, looking for.
Leave it alone.
That way you don't miss any areas. Because it's adhesive vinyl, it's probably a little easier to get it off once you've stuck it onto something. Heat transfer vinyl, once you've stuck it onto your garment, it's a little harder to get your get a missed spot back off. You end up having to use some a chemical, which is recommended to use for that instance, called VLR, which is a vinyl letter remover. It will actually help dissolve the adhesive from the back side of the vinyl and then allow you to remove the vinyl from the garment, which is very helpful. Had to use it a couple of times. Bought it before we actually even started doing heat transfer vinyl stuff. It was recommended to get when you first started for what we were watching and researching when we first started. Which is a great product. It does work. There is a learning curve with it. Just because of how well it does work. It will eat or dissolve the adhesive, and if it's left on a little long, it can dissolve the vinyl as well. But it does its job. It removes what it's supposed to remove. Then you have to peel off the vinyl.
You're being relentless.
And then use a little bit more to clean up any residue. But it comes in handy. Because we've all had those instances where we were crafting at night and missed a spot. I think I got it. I think that one's done.
Okay. It looks beautiful.
Alright.
So Christopher's going to apply a transfer sheet so that later this can be put onto something using the infamous taco method where you curl up and lay the center before your sides. Don't push down too hard until you grab your squeegee, and then from the center out with your squeegee, push your air bubbles out. And then do your other side from the center again. And then to release it from its backing, you flip it over and you pull the backing away. Again, not straight up, but you kind of roll it back on itself, and your design should stay on your transfer tape pretty easily.
It should just pretty much roll off, much like that.
And then if you're not going to place it right away, you can just use your transfer tape backing to store it.
Which again, you can just... Yeah, that didn't line up well.
So while he's finishing up that, if our admin would like to pull their winner, for the admin giveaway. Just go ahead and put it in the comments there, admin.
So, yeah, just like that. And then store it for later.
So we can, this vinyl, like this one's pretty unique. We can get you guys links for where some of this vinyl is from, if you want to check that out. I haven't looked to see about sales for this weekend, but it wouldn't surprise me. Admin, we're waiting on you for that winner. Winner, turkey dinner tomorrow.
I think she just posted a name.
Did a name go up there?
I see a name. I see a Melissa.
Melissa, you are our winner.
But I don't know what she won.
I don't either. Our admin will let us know, but we'll be in touch, Melissa. We will be in touch.
And those are our tips and tricks on weeding vinyl. Please like and subscribe. And check out our Facebook group, Cricut Help Desk. Happy crafting!